saying.
I'm sorry.
That's Booby.
Coffee and Chip.
And Oreo. The only child in our house that's not mad at us right now.
Johan's not mad at us.
Yeah, Johan's, man.
But that's because he's not doing anything, you know what I mean? Like, he's just trying to do his thumbnails, he's trying to...
I'm going to take him shopping. We're going to shoot 2 videos, and then we got to take him shopping, because his shoe was on the roof.
Yeah.
He deserves it. Let's me and you take him. That'll really
But nobody's going...
Let's me and you take him. That'll really screw
Oh, I
him.
think that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's right! Go ahead, brother minister! Okay, we're a reaction channel. We're reacting to a...
But we also have kids. If you want to see more about our family, check out My Sori Life. This is a great commercial for it. Thanks to everybody who's been pitching in on the baby registry.
Yeah.
I am super excited for... It's really exciting. I think I've said this before, but it's exciting because I never thought that I was going to have like a baby shower.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm looking at the boxes as they're stacking up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a baby shower.
We're gonna have a baby shower.
You know, you go 9 years without having any more kids. You think, this is never gonna happen. I'm never gonna get pregnant again.
Did you really have that, like, you're never gonna have kids again? Did you have that moment?
Well, it's, in my discouraged moments, I did. But I always had this, like, this hope. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I always had this hope, like, that was always there, like, that always told me, like, you're gonna have a son. So, here I am.
Alright.
Anyway.
Einherjer. This is from the big homie Daniel.
Yeah.
We've got a $75 Patreon partner tier where you can we gotta get this guy his hoodie, babe.
I know, I saw that today.
After we shoot this video, we gotta send him his hoodie, and we gotta put a coffee mug or something in there with it. God almighty. Alright. This is Forever Empire by Einherjer. Let's do it.
Whoa. Okay. I'm not ready.
We just had a sort of a revolution in our house, so you know, there's that.
Go.
Okay. last couple songs we've heard didn't have that like sort of complex metal structure and blending that I like. So this wasn't like a mega complex song, but I loved the instrumentation, the way it built up and then went. What are you thinking?
Well, I liked it at the beginning, and then it seemed like it got repetitive to me.
Well, I don't know if this is a folk song, you know, like dun 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 dun, like it's that. I don't know if it's like a metal adapted folk song.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Oh.
So like, I don't know if that's like a
anything?
nod. I don't know if that's a nod to stylistically like Viking metal, melodic death, black metal with Viking themed folk metal elements meets groove metal. So. You know, I think it's a conglomeration of both of those, and maybe you know, if we were from the north, we'd be able to recognize some of the folk music that they used to, you know, sing around the fire, all that good jazz. But yeah, it started out, and then it kind of, you know, especially during the verses were all kind of with that cadence. But again, I don't know if that if it was purposely to give a nod to, you know, the folk elements or whatnot.
Okay, well.
That makes any sense?
No, it does. I see what you're saying. Okay. If it is, fine, but if not, it was a bit repetitive for me.
Yeah.
We'll have to go through the lyrics.
Okay. What happened?
He just
kicked you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all the kids are going after us now. What a day. Good God.
Oh
okay.
Man, if you guys knew the details of everything. Anyway, yeah, so I was kind of like, I don't know, I got bored with it.
Oh! A knife through Daniel's heart!
I know, I feel bad.
I still dream of paradise, I still wake up crying, I've seen the sun of tomorrow rise, I felt like I was dying.
I loved the beginning though.
Yeah.
I started out, I was like, yes.
I still dream of forever, I still see me wave from the deepest pits of never another soul to save. But if you go down, in the second half of the song, he says, I am my paradise.
Yeah.
See that there?
Yeah.
And then I am my own eternity in the second stanza of the last in the second half of the song. So there's a definite progression there. And I'm assuming, you know, when we talk about Viking metal and things of that nature and dragons of the north and things like that, that this is talking about, again, you know, the wars that the Vikings engaged in. I still dream of paradise, I still wake up crying, I've seen the sun. And I don't know if he's talking about paradise as in Valhalla paradise, you know, or if this is a guy that I still long for the sun to rise, I still fear the dark, I've seen the signs of our last goodbyes.
Yeah.
Another submerging ark. There it is right there, like, submerging ark seems to be a you know, Noah's Ark. Yeah. See what I'm saying? What?
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was picturing an arc. Like not
ARC, like a rainbow arc.
Yes.
Versus ARK.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because, you know, Noah's Ark was sort of like this boat that was there to help you survive the end of the world. But here
you think it's the ending of the Vikings' way of...
Right, and then, so their warship is an ark in a sense, but it's a submerging one. Like the flood, the waters of the apocalypse submerged that ark in the sense that their way of life was completely subsumed.
Sad.
So I think it's sad, but it's brilliant writing.
Yes, it is. Yep.
In bitterness, I've tasted my tears. That's what he talks about, like the signs of our last goodbyes. You know, like when you go to load up and you say goodbye to your, you know, your girl or whatever and your kids, and then you're, oh yeah, we're coming back, and it's like, no, you're not coming back. Like,
oh, that is not what I thought. Can you go back to that? Where is it?
Right there.
Where did it say the last goodbye?
I've seen the signs of our last goodbyes. Another submerging ark.
Yeah, I didn't take that as saying goodbye to the people that you leave behind as you go. I thought it was like the other warriors as, you know what I mean? I've seen the signs of our last goodbyes as in, because the ark is submerging, like these are your last goodbyes with those other warriors.
Well, I think getting on the boat to go sail over to wherever it is to go fight. Is the boat itself is the ark, in the sense that, you know, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In bitterness I've tasted my tears, a burnt out soul of emptiness. I, loneliness, I've touched my fears, closed my eyes for hopelessness. So this seems to be, he survived.
What?
So there's some clash and he survived. That's why it says I dream of paradise, because if you die bravely in battle, you go to Valhalla. And so he dreams of going to paradise, and he still wakes up crying because all of his friends are in paradise, but he's not. He survived. And
he says, I felt like I was dying. So
yeah,
he might have been thinking, okay, I'm going to, and then you wake up, tomorrow's sunrise comes and hits you, and you're like, I'm not dead.
Right. Right. Sail the waves of lunacy, bring my presence out of never, the forever waves of my time. To be, I set my sails for forever. Sail the waves of silent sea, in empty winds under rainbow fire. The forever winds won't let me be, wake me up from my forever empire.
What's he saying there?
Well, it just looks to me like, because it seems to me, this is a lot of grasping at straws and stabbing in the dark, but it seems that, you know, being in the sea was sort of like a Viking thing, because you're traveling all over the place to kind of expand the Viking Empire. And so, but that's gone now. Right? That's gone because they're completely destroyed. And so now the dreams of expanding the empire are something you want to forget now, because, you know, that's over and you're never going to be able to accomplish that.
Yeah.
And then the waves of silent sea.
Yeah.
Like, it's silent because it used to be full of the life of the other boats and your partners and all that. And now you're on the... You can imagine, like, you know, we've seen those things in, you know, in Vikings where it's like they're on a boat and they look across and their buddies there, and you're like, yeah, it's about to be some... You know what I mean? And because I'll imagine that, and then boom, it snaps, and then you're just on the sea by yourself.
So lonely.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the idea, right? Is that the sea is now silent because all the guys that were making noise and all that jazz, it's all gone. You know, in bitterness I've tasted my tears, a burnt out soul of emptiness. It's like, what do you do?
Ugh.
You know, it's like,
yeah.
it's a tough thing to have to kind of adjust to.
And if everybody went down, so he's trying to sail back home by himself.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh, gosh.
He's the only one that made it. He's got to go back home by himself.
Oh. And that journey back, like, there's nobody there. It's just you and the sea, and how lonely. Oh, my word. Oh, I don't like that. That's sad.
I am my paradise through my damnation. This says fall, but I'm pretty yeah, I think he says fall. Okay. I'm the wise. In my eternity, I am all. You ask me of my sanity, divided you shall fall. Your soul shall burn, most certainly below me you will crawl. So, it seems to me that he's saying, this is sort of him defiantly trying to hold on to any vestiges of what used to be. Like, oh, you're gonna burn and you're gonna crawl beneath me and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I don't think that that's gonna happen, family. Like, all your guys are gone.
Left.
Yeah. But, you know, if you're raised in that type of culture, then that's all you have in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a pretty brutal situation to be in.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe, you know, somebody's saying that...
that's a whole nother level of sorrow and loneliness that, like, we don't know anything about, because we don't have that strong connection with our people, and then to be...
Right. Yeah, and that's why I think it's important to be connected to your ancestors.
Yeah.
You know, because it kind of grounds you. But, you know, I am the wise. In my eternity, I am all. And that's kind of a form of hell, is being, like, folded into yourself. I am my paradise. I am my own eternity. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like the beginnings of insanity when you're the be-all, end-all of yourself. It's just one big circle. And you don't have other people to...
Yeah.
And that's why it says, you ask me of my sanity. Because like he appears insane to these other people, and he is. If you are your own paradise and you are your own eternity, then yeah, I mean that's you're on the way to being crazy for sure. I am my own eternity. My creations will not. See, I think this word is fail. It says fall, but I'm pretty sure in the song he said fail to rhyme with prevail. Dream or not, it's real to me. You're becoming, I prevail. From my fists burns my fire, the emperor of my empire. But where will be a better day? Even I am doomed to fade away. But see, I think when he says my creations will not fail, I think he's talking about his kids.
Oh.
Like his kids are going to carry on the you know, the banner of the jihad or whatever. And notice it says, dream or not, it's real to me. You know, like somebody's saying, that's a pipe dream.
There's no way your kids can,
Yeah, like that's a pipe dream. That's not going to happen. And he's saying, well, it's real to me. You know, and that's kind of one of those things where it's like...
mark of insanity.
You're becoming, I prevail. From my fist burns my fire, the emperor of my empire. But where will be a better day? Even I am doomed to fade away.
Right.
And then it's sail the waves of lunacy.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So, I set my sails forever, sail the waves of silent sea, and empty winds under rainbow fire. The forever winds have left me. I'm fading through the stars, my desire. I think he's just on that boat. Maybe he's gonna like basically die at sea. Maybe that's the idea.
Yeah, but if he dies at sea, he doesn't go to Valhalla.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could still go to Valhalla if he dies at sea.
I thought you had to die in battle.
Well, maybe it's, you know, he was so brave as to, you know, go out that way instead of, you know, live under subjugation or something like that. I have no idea. I mean, and maybe this is a concept record, I'm not sure. But it's somebody who can't adjust to that. I think, though, like, it's very... Okay, so like Black Hawk Down, right? When they saw the first Little Bird spin out, and they were like, whoa. They were like legitimately shut. Well, the young guys were. The Delta operators were not, because that's why they were asking for AC-130 gunships, because they knew that those are low and slow.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, an RPG can get one of those for sure. But, you know, you hear the interviews and they talk about how they just froze in their tracks because they could not. They thought they were invincible. They couldn't believe that one of those. I mean, those are, you know, and the Night Stalkers were the best in the business at, you know, whatever. And so it's very, very hard to explain to a person that when you're in war and you really, really believe that you're gonna win, like, you know you're gonna take losses, but when you believe that you're gonna just overwhelmingly you know, destroy whatever, and that you're untouchable, to see that like disintegrate in front of you is a very maddening experience. It's crazy. And I cannot imagine being like the sole survivor or 4 or 5 survivors in a time when you thought that
you were gonna,
you know. And if I was a Viking, I'd be like, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, let's go. You know, especially if you're fighting.
Well, that heart that they had, you know what I mean, like, or at least that's what's portrayed in the show.
Seduct.
You know,
especially
it's like
if
when
you're
I went
fighting
out
a bunch
running.
of Christians.
When I went out running with you, and I was like convinced I was gonna beat you, because like I was like, well, in my heart, I know I can. But
no, it's because you've been hanging around a bunch of beta males your entire life, and you thought I was altogether like them.
I'm like, what is this alpha? This is not right. I'm supposed to be better than you.
Well, I didn't think you thought you were a bit better than me, but I thought that you thought you'd be able to hang with me.
No, I thought
you didn't think that you were going to be able to beat me.
I did think I was going to beat you.
Stop it.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
What?
I did. Because you've got short legs.
Have you seen my calves?
Yeah.
Like...
Yes. No, I know. You have very strong calf muscles. But I've heard that that's only because you were short. That's what I was told. Somebody said his calf muscles only look like that because it's squashed.
I know who said that. Yeah. So Forden had big calves too.
That
Why are you always hating, bruh?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody's insecure. The idea that you could beat me in a race is absolute lunacy. And I come from a family of athletes. Like, what is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? Thank you.
Who told you that you could beat me in a race?
Who told you? I told me. My heart told me.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, for these people, like, you know, they've got their training and they're like, you know, warriors. You know?
Well, yeah, and again, it's like you're fighting a bunch of Christians. Like,
I know.
It's like they don't really present themselves as being like real
warriors,
like gangbangers, like ready to go.
Right. Yeah.
But you know, Christians can do jihad with the best of them. That history has shown that for sure.
Unfortunately.
It's a good song. What do you give it?
It was a 6 for me. I feel bad. I'm sorry, Daniel.
No,
I can't lie to you.
Or the people. It's an 8 for me. I liked it. Yeah, toward the end, like last 45 seconds, I'd have liked to have seen some variation. Mm-hmm. But again, like I really feel like that, especially in the verses, it was more about.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right on that theory.
Anyway,
all right.
Good song. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.